Accelerated Learning Binaural Beats. Listen to these 30 project management terms to study for the ARE 5.0 Project Management Exam. Play the audio before you sleep or when you wake up in a relaxed state. These terms are taken from the Architect's Handbook of Professional Practice, Chapter 10 and Chapter 13. Repeat the word and use your imagination to apply the word to what you already know. Let this guide you, knowing you will succeed. Let's begin. Project Manual. Project Manual is the volume usually assembled for the construction work, which may include the bidding requirements, sample forms, conditions of the contract, and the specifications. Planning and Zoning Commission. Planning and zoning commissions are responsible for improving the well-being of their community by proposing plans for future land use and development. Planning Advisory Committee. A planning advisory committee is a group that assists in the preparation of a plan for a building, site, landscape, etc. The members may be subject matter experts or represent local constituent groups. Public Utilities Commission. A Public Utilities Commission is a group that assists in the preparation of a utility plan. Planning Commission Review. Planning Commission is an independent board. Depending on the jurisdiction, it's also referred to as the Planning and Zoning Board or Zoning Board. Their purpose, as defined by state and local laws, is to promote the well-being of the community. They evaluate proposed plans for future land use development. They also comment on planning implementation and development incentives. They are advisory to the governing body like City Council or the City Commission, which makes the final decision on a project. A project goes to Planning Commission review when the exterior of the building and site adjustments require approval. Board of Zoning Adjustment or Appeals. Board of Zoning Adjustment or Appeals is an entity within the justice system that makes decisions on zoning variances, exceptions, or modifications to zoning regulations. If Planning Commission denies circumstances presented by project owner, then an appeal is made to the district court. In an adjustment hearing, the appeal is presented. Examples include modifications to property setbacks, building height, parking requirements, and area requirements. Some jurisdictions allow special use permits or conditional use permits. Conditional Use Permit. A conditional use permit, allows a city or county to consider special uses which may be essential or desirable to a particular community, but which are not allowed as a matter of right within a zoning district through a public hearing process. Planned Unit Development, or PUD. Planned Unit Development is a zoning provision for large-scale development parcels, and it offers to arrange land uses and cluster density with greater flexibility than the conventional zoning district. Incentive zoning. Incentive zoning, also known as zoning bonuses, allows property owners greater development density or other bonuses if they agree to provide a benefit to the community in their development, such as a public park or plaza, a percentage of affordable housing, or public art. Performance zoning. Performance zoning is a provision that allows a development to be evaluated on measurable performance criteria, such as pollution or traffic generated, rather than on specific characteristics for use and density as defined by conventional zoning. Overlay zone. Overlay zone is a zone defined by a specific geographic area that overlays and modifies the requirements of an underlying district. Overlay zones are used to support historic districts or to advance urban design guidelines. Transfer of Development Rights, or TDR. Transfer of development rights is an approach to zoning that allows an owner who desires to build at a higher density to purchase unused development rights from another property owner. It has been used to preserve historic structures and agricultural property. Rezoning property versus obtaining a variance or a conditional use permit. Rezoning involves changing the zoning classification, say from commercial to residential. It is a two-step process starting with Planning Commission and second with a governing body such as City Council, who makes the final decision. Obtaining a variance or conditional use permit, on the other hand, requires presenting to the Board of Zoning Adjustments, or BZA. This is a judicial process, and there is no subsequent hearing from the governing body. Appeals are made to the courts. Variances are pursued for things like property setbacks, parking requirements, height and area requirements. Site plan review. Site plan reviews are required by local jurisdiction as part of larger approval process for large-scale developments or for planned unit developments. This includes parking layout, landscaping and screening, signage, and on-site water retention. Building Department Review. Building Department Review takes place after the project proposed has received approval from the local Planning Commission. Responsibility of HR Department. Nine major components of a human resources department function in a firm. Number 1, recruitment and selection. Number 2, onboarding. Number 3, performance management. Number 4, legal compliance. Number 5, employee relations. Number 6, rewards and recognition. Number 7, training and professional development. And number 8, retention program. See Chapter 8 in the AHPP to read in depth about each of these. Supplemental services in the B101 contract. The following is a list of supplemental services in the B101 contract. Programming, multiple preliminary designs, measured drawings, existing facilities surveys, site evaluation and planning, BIM management responsibilities, development of BIM for post-construction use, civil engineering, landscape design, interior design, value analysis, detailed cost estimating, on-site project representation, conformed documents for construction, as designed record drawings, as constructed record drawings, post-occupancy evaluation, facility support services, tenant-related services, architect's coordination of the owner's consultants, telecommunications or data design, security evaluation and planning, commissioning, sustainable project services, fast-track design services, multiple bid packages, historic preservation, furniture, furnishing, and equipment design. Organization of the project manual. The project manual is sequenced as follows. Number 1. First, there is the bidding and contracting information, which includes instructions to bidders, bid forms, information available to bidders, i.e., owner-furnished surveys, general conditions, supplementary conditions, samples of owner contract agreements, and other contractual information. Number 2. This is followed by the specifications, which is divided into 2 sections. General requirements communicate administrative and general requirements, such as quality control, substitution requests, etc. Technical sections are organized in a 16-division format and 5-digit numbering system as originally conceived. For a sample master format list, see page 691 of the AHPP. Master format has been updated and now contains over 50 divisions. Specifications. Specifications are a part of the contract documents contained in the project manual, consisting of written requirements for materials, equipment, construction systems, standards, and workmanship. Specifications are organized in a format called master format, created by the Construction Specifications Institute in 1963. Specifications are enforceable contract documents that bind the owner and contractor. Master format. Master format is a system used to classify specifications. It includes standardized naming, numbering, and sequencing of information. Page format. CSI publishes a document called Page Format, which proposed a consistent format for organizing the page format for a specification section. Descriptive specifications. Descriptive specifications require descriptions of the characteristics of materials or products. This method is combined with proprietary specifications that provide proprietary product names and model numbers. For example, lumber can be described in terms of its size or grain, while combined with structural performance requirements that call out proprietary products. Performance specifications. Performance specifications describes the performance qualities of a material or product. For example, specifying the strength of concrete. These specifications are often combined with reference specifications or reference standards when the strength of concrete would be tested relative to a specific testing standard. An example of a purely performance-based specification is the following: maintain a watertight building envelope for a minimum of 20 years. Reference specifications. Reference specifications are reference standards published by industry and testing organizations. The most common organizations that publish reference specifications are American National Standards Institute, or ANSI, and American Society for Testing and Materials, or ASTM. Basis of design. Basis of design refers to the practice of identifying the manufacturer or product the drawing detail was derived from, or includes specifications the specifier absolutely needs to be incorporated into the design. Uniformat. A specification tool called Uniformat is a method of arranging construction information and cost estimates based on functional subsystems. These elements are referred to as systems or assemblies. Uniformat breaks a facility into 7 elements: substructure, shell, interiors, services, equipment and services, equipment, site work, and general. How are specifications communicated during the schematic design phase? During schematic design phase, basic knowledge and design direction is communicated, including any material or systems selected. A narrative is often used earlier in the project to communicate basis materials and elements of the building. Uniformat is used to classify and cost estimate the design by the 7 functions. The design is priced at the elemental level and building performance to be established at the system level as the building design is refined. This type of cost estimating is also known as systems or assembly estimating. IBC. IBC stands for International Building Code and is the single model building code adopted in the United States. Most government agencies use the IBC on projects that use government funding. Occupancy. Every building is classified by an occupancy type. Some buildings have more than one occupancy type, which the IBC requires identification of. Occupancy is based on how spaces are used. The code is tailored to provide standards for each specific occupancy type. The following are occupancy categories: assembly, business, educational, factory and industrial, high hazard, institutional, mercantile, residential, storage, and utility and miscellaneous. McLeamy curve. The McLeamy curve is a graph that stipulates that the ability to impact cost and functional capabilities in a project decreases over the project lifecycle. The idea is to shift the effort of using BIM and making those big decisions earlier in the schematic design phase in order to achieve the greatest impact on both project budget and schedule.